Good afternoon, everybody. We're here on the North Shore of Oahu, and day one is complete, so it's time for the 8:05 post-show to go over the major highlights and storylines that went down on day one of the Lexus Pipe Challenger, presented by Billabong. You can see the ocean surface there, dealing with that wind. That was forecasted to pick up this afternoon, and with plenty of time in our waiting period and a lot of waves heading our way. It was great to have Billy Kemper meet with surfers and also talk with Brian Robbins and decide, like, hey, let's wait. And that comes with a lot of knowledge, local knowledge. Even though by the numbers you're going, why are we stopping? Pickle's 16-point total. It was just her execution of being a world champ that made that look really special. At the tail end of that heat, those numbers were getting a little harder to find. So plenty of room to wait at the moment, Jesse.
And the forecast looks incredible. So I feel like it's pretty fair when this wind comes up, we can really start to pick the eyes out of it. If it was the biggest day of the window and then we were left with nothing, we probably would run through. But I think it's a great call to put a pause on competition for the afternoon. Why not?
Why not? It's a great sunny day. And still some stories to catch up on, Ross. One of our favorites that's been on tour this year is kind of an unprecedented scenario. Father-daughter combo competing together on the CS with Josh Kerr in the draw and his daughter, Sierra Kerr. Sierra Kerr looked really, really solid in her heat today.
Yeah, she did. She looked great. She had a seemingly a good game plan. You know, I don't think they messed around with barrels. He just said, just get in front of it and crack it. And that's exactly what she did. There's some comfort in that because, you know, when you get this westerly wind, it drops some water from the ceiling in barrels and they get really tricky. So, I mean, and just to back in the conversation of the weather, this is more to come. I think we're going to have I'm guessing we're going to have a lot of these really clean mornings and onshore afternoons. So, a lot of sitting around and looking at the ocean.
Yeah, you've got all these tools to forecast. We're grateful for Surfline. And then you go back to let's see what every day brings and see how many heats we can really accomplish on the day. We know the swell is going to be there. But looking at the highlights from heat number 8, Sierra Kerr doing a great job today, putting on the jersey and absolutely adapting to the conditions. Sierra piping backdoor, Jesse.
Yeah, Sierra, she's one of a kind, really. She is so impressive, and she's really impressive when it gets big, just like that. Solid, single connection, but with the free fall out of it, adds drama, adds this element of risk. The judge is loving to see it. And just big fans of water coming off the back as well, really showing the connection. It's on point out there.
Good board selection too. She has a shorter board there and that fit right in those tight sections.
Yeah, something her dad does as well. It gets real small boards, takes off late. He was a slab hunter when he was on tour, and he's had Sierra grow up in the exact same way, letting go of the rope at a young age. She's comfortable when the waves are going inside out. Look at that number, 767. Rare to get a score that big today. Clutch performance as well from Teresa Bonvalo from Portugal, where she really wants to get on the tour full time as well.
Especially when you have someone like Yolanda just clinch a spot. She's the first Portuguese woman to ever qualify for the World Tour. And Teresa was the front runner for a really long time. So it might be that little bit of extra flame that she needs to get herself over the line.
Yeah, it's first you go, okay, we've got the first full-time woman from Portugal, Yolanda Hopkins. But now it's like, wait, she might be joined with some company where she'll share that first, potentially with Veselko, and seeing what Teresa's been doing for many, many years, trying to tie back in that European force.
Where did we leave
sort of
that?
call that you were trying to
European
make.
Entourage. What are we thinking about here? Fromage.
Is the
fromage entourage. Oh my God, there it is. It's fromage entourage.
But we don't want it to be too French, right? Or like
true.
the Baguette Brigade. But we want it to really include.
It's okay. It doesn't have to be a today thing. We can regroup tomorrow.
Let it marinate.
Yeah.
Keep sending your suggestions. Like the Brazilian Storm, that's your motivation. What is going on the CS for the women right now? Because they are dominating that top 7 picture. It's a showstopper when you've got a world champ at the CS level. And it's starting to make more sense what Molly's intentions are. Not just showing up and defending her world title. She's going to be well prepared once again on a wave where you could argue, hey, you've already got it figured out. Molly showed up again and picked out the best waves in this lineup before the wind picked up, Jesse.
Yeah, we saw Laura Rupp. She had really nice wave selection as well and just was in that full attack mode, getting a really great combo on this wave too. Nice bower ride, comes through, solid looking end section hit here, but Nothing came close today than to Molly Picklum. This was the first wave of her heat, tucks in, pulls through all the way out, and Molly, she goes, I might take a little bit more, because why not? I mean, she has such a good read on this wave, and she is the epitome of hard work pays off. She has been working at figuring this wave out for so long to get 2 incredible backdoor rides. The best of the day, get over 16 points. Molly Picklum is picking up exactly where she left off the season last year.
And we have so many CT names to look forward to seeing as well. Isabella Nichols, Betty Lou Sakura Johnson, Gabrielle O'Brien, Luana Silva, Aaron Brooks, Caitlin Simmers, so much to look forward to, and they'll be trying to match what Picklum did today, Ross.
Yeah, Molly, again, she's just really, it was impressive, obviously for the judges too, but she's very decisive. It was a new level. You know, like a lot of people are trying to figure it out and kind of compete and scratch for scores. And Molly, she spotted those 2 barrels very quickly. She tucked in, she grabbed, you know, did the armbar stall. Everything was real, like the confidence was on another planet. So, you know, it's cool because we were talking about it earlier today. This is cool. We have a CS event here in Hawaii at Pipe, so you get to see different names, but you still have people like Molly just kind of cracking the whip on everybody.
Oh, so good to see that. And I love that you see CT surfers in a Challenger event. There's topics about that. Hey, like they're taking points potentially from the Challenger Series surfers. In my opinion, you're never going to win an argument saying someone's too good to be in a pro event. You know, I mean, you want to see the best no matter what level, and we really got to benefit from that today. First day of the waiting period, we saw the wind come up. That put a stop to that second round. Let's bring up the maps from our friends at Surfline to break down what to expect for the next few days. We know a ton of surf, but that wind could be a factor.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I've learned over the last couple of days is that Ross and I are bathymetry nerds. And when you look at these swells, they're really coming and starting off at Japan. They're slipping off, hitting this hot water through towards Hawaii, and then supersizing. And that's why we're getting this really big swell. It's coming through at a great angle. It's just this wind. It's kind of playing up with us a little bit, but look at the forecast. 15 to 20 foot faces, cross to offshore to onshore in the afternoon Saturday. Sunday morning looks great. And I feel like the mornings are going to be pretty playful. It's just the afternoons that are going to wreak a little bit of havoc for us.
You get a lot of that. With swell comes, you know, we get the nice trade winds in Hawaii, and that comes from high pressures. But high pressures push swells away. So, you know, it's sort of a double-edged sword. You want the low pressures to come nice down, you know, down all the way towards Hawaii to give us swell, but then that cuts off the trade winds a lot of the time. So you need that little happy medium of the swell arriving and the west winds staying at bay. And right now, the west winds are on us a bit. So every morning, you know, it's going to drive these forecasters a little crazy because we're right in that window where it could be glassy all day or do this where the convection wind turns on.
Yeah, wake up in the morning and we'll see what we have in store. Obviously a ton of swell, and hopefully the stars align and it's really clean for us for this Challenger Series event. Picking out the top 5 is always a fun one because you want to see who's going to end up winning the 805 post show. With all the different highlights and how things started early this morning on a rising swell, our competitors were tested on knowing when to barrel hunt and also know when to go to turns first thing in the morning.
Yeah, we saw a lot of our competitors start to really pull back and be like, okay, maybe barrels aren't the go right now. I need to make it through this opening round. And that's exactly what we saw. So, yeah, pretty impressive.
Heading into the top 5, this is a wild one, Ross. You're on the call for this one. Interference happening in this heat.
Yeah, let's see if we can get Mitchell Salazar down there to get an interview because both of these women from Japan, somehow a miscommunication there. You know, she thought, I think maybe she had priority is what happened, or they said, hey, let's split the peak. And obviously that didn't happen there. Unfortunate for her because, you know, the whole time we were also talking about the helmet. Maybe she couldn't see. She sort of had that tunnel vision. Didn't look, you know, didn't have that peripheral vision behind her. And got an interference. That was pretty crazy. Tough
one there. That was heat 7, Mirai Ikeda and Anand Matsuoka with the confusion there. Anand just had to straighten out. So an awkward one as things continued. Number 4 in the top 5, Anat Lelior, went big today.
Oh, absolutely. She was winding up that back end just time and time again. Not only with this 2-turn combo, but she really did set the standard of, okay, if you're going to go to turns, let's make it something pretty special. And that's exactly what she did on this wave in particular. Big, solid connection on a really meaty section coming back towards her. There's a lot of power behind that board there.
And number 3 on the daily top 5, local wild card, Chesney Guinotte got the first win of the morning.
Yeah, just a young teenager here being groomed in Hawaii, and this is great. You know, we get to see them kind of dip their toes in the water here in these big events in Hawaii for the first time. Chelsea, we were making comparisons to, you know, Aki. She has that real stable, classic bottom turn, that stance, that style, and she ripped.
Great job, Chesney. Guinotte ended up falling out in the round of 32, but representing well. And then number 2 on the top 5, Sierra Kerr going crazy.
She's just so reliable for a good heat, and big sections, they get rewarded with Sierra Kerr because she is going to hit them and hit them hard. And I just feel like her timing was just impeccable. Look how clean the conditions were. Really tight turns in the pocket. The fan of water coming off the back here for Sierra. And she's not scared. We know this. So I feel like this is fun, playful conditions for her.
And taking the win in the 805 post show, winning the day in the last heat, world champ Molly Picklum.
Pickle Me Elmo, she's so classic. I love her. Every time you see her, she's got this really cool swagger. She's kind of, you know, has a really good blend of being cocky and confident and very likable. And it bleeds into her performances. She goes out there just knowing what to do. You know, she doesn't second guess herself, and she's got the talent to back it up. It's a beautiful thing that she's in this event.
What a great read on the ocean. That's given her so much, winning specialty events at Pipe, finaling in 2024, semifinal last year at the Pipe Pro. Now she'll be able to revel at this event at the Challenger Series to prep her more for what could be the world title decider in December at the Pipe Masters.
Joe and I were talking, we were saying, when you think about the previous women world champions, you know, especially in the last 3 years, you had Caroline, Katie, and Molly. Out of all of them, Molly probably has the potential to go back to back, just even in a calculated sense, I feel like, as well. And to do it and win it here, I think that's like the cherry on top.
Well, Molly's one of the few surfers that doesn't mind going left or right. She's not afraid to, you know, knife it and go backside at Pipe, or obviously, you know, take off on a spooky wave at Backdoor. And it's 1.5 points. That's a new thing this year, you know, and so it's going to be a big event at Pipe. And those people that have no guardrails, you know, that they have an advantage.
So on deck, potentially first thing in the morning, call will be at 7:15 local time tomorrow. We could see that little maybe Rookie of the Year preview, Tia Zabrowski, Yolanda Hopkins on the matchup. Or remember, we have the locals round that's still on deck. Guys like Joey Johnston, that local crew that's ready to really make a name for themselves at this event are waiting to see what the call will be. We'll say bye for now this afternoon on Oahu. Hope you're happy wherever you are in this world. We'll see you bright and early at 7:15 for the call.